Ashes coming to you from our favorite Cigar bar in Chandler, Arizona.
Yep.
On a glorious Sunday morning. It is beautiful outside right now, guys. It's about, 48 degrees.
Yeah.
Clear.
Which is cold for us.
It's very cold for us. It's been getting down into the low 40s, high 30s at night, which in the desert, a lot of the misnomers in the desert is it doesn't get cold.
Right.
That's a very big misconception. If you go out into the desert, it gets friggin' cold at night.
Yeah, it's like freezing.
It's freezing. And what we found here, especially in Phoenix, the Phoenix metropolitan area has kind of turned into a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
So
you get the urban heat effect and all
urban
that.
heat,
Yeah.
the buildings retain heat, the asphalt retains heat, the concrete retains heat. And, it doesn't get as cold here in the city, but you get out a little bit east of, or even west, either way, you go east or west of Phoenix metro area, you're gonna feel the temperature drop from about 10 to 12 degrees from what we've seen in the city.
Yeah.
And it's been a little chilly, but we did not plan this, by the way. We're just trying to be festive for our Christmas show here.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Couldn't find any ugly Christmas sweaters, so we went with the beautiful Dixons.
Dixons, Danny doesn't disappoint around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Always gets something pretty cool, like the McAllister,
Yeah.
the Griswold. He did that all in 1 year. That was crazy, man, when he did that. So, what are we smoking today, buddy?
Let's see. We're going with the Kristoff Vengeance. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting here because we're in a horrible spot. There we go. But yeah,
Kristoff did a pretty good job with this one, actually. Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah. It's a little different with the Indonesian binder.
Yeah.
Nicaraguan and I believe Dominican fillers on it.
Medium to full.
Yeah.
This is my first cigar of the morning, and so far, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Not really having anything.
I think it kind of eases in. I've smoked this cigar before. We'll get more into it here as we get going. So, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking a Guinness Chocolate Mint Stout. This is their holiday release, barrel aged, that they put out every year. It's kind of a banger for Guinness, because Guinness is normally right around 4.8, 4.5 to 5%, something like that.
Depending on where you go, what you get.
And this guy's a 10%er. Beautiful, rich color on it. Just a hint of mint on the nose. Not overpowering with the mint.
Yeah.
So, it's the second time I've had this year, and I like it. I do. I'm a mint guy anyway.
Right.
But even if you're not somebody that really likes mint or can't take it.
Going into that, what kind of mint is it? Is it more of a peppermint, or is it more of a spearmint? What kind of mint? I always wanted this stuff.
I don't think it's not peppermint at all. I think it's just mint leaf, the regular mint. That's what I get out of it.
Gotcha.
I'm not getting any of that fake mint flavor out of it.
Gotcha.
And I think that's where they did right with this. They either use mint extract or actually the mint leaf in the brewing process. And it's barrel aged. They aged it in Kentucky bourbon barrels, which is never a bad thing for beer.
Right.
It's never a bad thing for beer. And it's, honestly, when you start getting to that 9, 10, 11, 12 and higher percent, you start to, you're in fear of that booziness that you get on it.
Yeah.
There is nothing boozy on the nose. There's nothing boozy on the palate. It's really clean for a 10% beer, and it's smooth.
Yeah.
Really smooth. Guinness has been doing this for how long?
Right.
If you're going to trust anybody to infuse and barrel age a dark beer, it's hard pressed to say Guinness isn't one of the ones you want to do it.
Right.
Coming from, what is it? The gates of Dublin, Ireland, is their slogan. They've been around for
hundreds of years,
centuries. Yeah. I mean, It's a staple here at our bar. I know you guys have it on tap. You get Guinness on nitro. It's one of the. It's an experience, really. If you have somebody that knows how to pour it correctly,
Right.
you know they call it a 90-second pour.
Yeah. I mean, we've done the review. You did the coffee stout one, so that's what it is. Speaking of coffee.
Coffee, yeah, coffee.
So I got the plain white cup here today.
He's almost got Guinness everywhere.
Nice. Well,
Sorry, guys.
welcome to Sunday. So I went to a little local spot here in the East Valley of Phoenix called Coffee Rush. I'm sure if you've had coffee in the East Valley of Phoenix, you've heard of Coffee Rush. They're kind of
Great people.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I can say about those guys. They're just nice people.
Mm-hmm.
Always have a good sized patio
Yeah.
in any of the ones that they have.
And you can smoke on the patio.
Not cigars anymore, but
No.
you
You can get away with it at the one in Chandler, Ray, and Dobson because you can get far enough away from the door.
You can get down by the lake down there, and
So you can just kind of sit over to the edge. But, anyways, so I got some of their espresso here. I've also got a giant red eye because that's what I do.
And I'm drinking coffee today. It's actually Starbucks Holiday Blend that was gifted to me by one of my students in my beautiful Ohio State tumbler that another student of mine gifted me for Christmas.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, and the coffee goes well with the Guinness. But going to the Guinness real quick, any of the darker beers, especially stouts and imperial stouts, you want to let them warm up.
Yeah, get a room cellar temperature.
Room cellar temperature, maybe a little colder than room temperature, but this is starting to warm up, and it's really opening up right now. That last drink that I just took was really like, oh,
Yeah.
I did get cold, zero booziness whatsoever.
Right.
Now that it's starting to warm up, on the palate you can taste that bourbon.
Yeah.
You can get that barrel flavor from the bourbon, and ooh, man, that is good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. This is a good. You know what? This is a good Christmas day beer. If you're having something heavy, like we're doing prime rib.
Yeah. Or,
So-
with Christmas morning breakfast, just get it out of the way.
Why not?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. So talk about that cigar, man.
Kristoff's been around for a while. I remember, I don't know, it's been forever ago now at this point, but 13, 14 years ago, I remember seeing Kristoff. They just had their regular Criollo, regular Maduro. Like it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Big, long, shaggy foot, had a bunch of extra tobacco. Has the cute little wrapped pigtail.
The pigtail,
going
yeah.
around. It's kind of their staple. Comes in this giant box with a bunch of extra stuff around it, kind of like Drew Estate does with their massive lines and some of their other flavored stuff. And I was just thought, this is a good solid cigar. And at the time they were $7, and you really couldn't go wrong with it. And then they started adding stuff. So they had the Ligero line.
They added a lot, actually.
Loved that cigar.
The Ligero was
That was where it began, because after that, it was like cigar after cigar after cigar. And some of them good, some of them bad, some of them are just like, meh.
But I want to talk about the broadleaf wrapper. You'll know more about this than I do when it comes to that. But, I feel like it was a forgotten wrapper for so long. Everybody wanted the shade. Everybody wanted
Well, the thing about
the
broadleaf
sun-grown.
is they went through a lot of shortage. There was quite a few years there where the crops were very short of actual Connecticut broadleaf grown in Connecticut. So much so that they really kind of pushed back on Pennsylvania broadleaf
Right.
as well. Now you can grow Connecticut broadleaf in other places. It doesn't grow the same way, but you don't get the same flavor out of it.
It's the soil.
Yeah, it's the soil, the environment conditions, all the different things like that. So that was the biggest thing. And then you had so many companies trying to use it. Go into a shortage, well, then people are like, well, we got to keep putting out cigars. So that's when, San Andreas really started to take off, because they're like, hey, we can use this, and it's a similar flavor profile with a little bit more spice, a little bit less of that kind of creamy, like subtle sweet notes that you get out of the Connecticut broadleaf.
That's what I missed about the Connecticut broadleaf, was those subtle sweet notes that you get out of it. It just, especially when you're going with a fuller bodied stick like this one, you get that creamy sweetness a little bit to help offset that heavier, you know, that Nicaraguan tobacco that's in there.
There's so many good cigars that have Connecticut broadleaf on them, you know, and then there's some of the real popular ones too that people don't realize.
They're even smoking a Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah, I mean, Liga Number 9 is kind of one that everybody knows. I mean, there's so many different ones out there. That's kind of the big one for me, and that's why there was such a shortage of them, was because they didn't have the tobacco to use on.
Is Foundation using that on the Tabernacle too?
Yeah. So I mean, because the Tabernacle is basically the Liga 9 equivalent. There's we'll do a whole another episode on that, but yeah, they're using the Connecticut broadleaf, and they've had, you know, supply issues as well. And really what it comes down to is, you know, they want to make great quality cigars. They don't want to put in inferior tobacco. So that's why when you're seeing some of these places, people keep, and you know, I've experienced it over the years at different shops, like, oh, well, when are you going to get this in? When it comes in. Yeah, when they get to make more. This is an organic product. It's not like we can just produce it in a lab and
exactly
mass produce it. It doesn't work that way, because otherwise you're going to sacrifice flavor, you're going to sacrifice quality, and your experience is going to suck. Yeah, your experience is going to suck.
It's you look at it and gosh, I think I had 3 calls when I worked yesterday for a certain cigar. Nobody in town got it.
Yeah.
You know, it was the Andalusian Bull.
Yeah, got it.
Everybody and their brother wants the Andalusian Bull right now for their Christmas smoke. They want to give it for gifts. They want to do, and I haven't seen a LaFleur shipment in over a month now.
Right. Well,
so it's tough, man. It's tough to make quality. And then, you know, I want to go back to it. To me, any cigar $15 and under is a steal when you think about the process that goes into making it.
And how many hundreds of people touch it.
And just how many hours upon hours of work that goes into making sure that this is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. From the seed, from handling of the seed to handling of the tobacco. It never ceases to amaze me how inexpensive cigars are when you think about what goes into it.
Well, and the thing about that too, you know, you have inexpensive cigars, bundles, things like that. Those are lower quality. Imagine all the stuff that didn't make the cut. So when we're talking about it, I mean, companies like Fuente, so on the Diamond Crowns from J.C. Newman, the Ashton White Labels, cabinets, stuff like that, they're using the top 1% of their Connecticut shade wrappers. Imagine where the rest is going and what they're doing with that. And they're making like hundreds of thousands of these cigars. So, like, with all of the product that you have out there, people forget that. And the thing about that is, then they'll smoke one and they'll be like, "Man, I'm never smoking this cigar again. It just wasn't good." And it's like they happen to get one bad one, and that's, you know.
Well, and that's where I would always recommend smoking food.
Yeah.
Because you can always get a bad one in a box. It happens. It's an organic product. It's handled by humans who, as any human watching this right now understands, we all make mistakes and there's things that happen. Right? So if you're going to try something new, and for some reason it just doesn't hit you right, come back to it. Do yourself that favor and come back to it, because you might fall in love with it. Now, if the second time it just doesn't hit your palate, then I would say, okay, move on from that cigar. Don't worry about it. Maybe try it again in a few years when your palate's kind of different and refined a little bit.
Or the blend is, you know, evolved a little bit too, because tobacco changes over the years, and that's the biggest thing that, you know, we talk about it all the time. And, you know, it's one thing if it's a $100 cigar and you're like, man, I'm not going to buy another one of those. Or you're gifted one and you can't find it ever again.
Right.
That's one thing. But, you know, you walk into your local retailer, and especially in the holiday time, everybody's stressed out. There's this big push. Everybody's like getting all cranky. Well, the one thing that we can all agree on, these things are nice, relaxing. You get to kick back, just enjoy it and don't yell.
And I mean, I had a great day yesterday. We were very steady all day long. I opened up at 10, got off at 5. My favorite part of this time of year is really when wives, grandmas, mother-in-laws come in. I don't know what to give my husband. Oh my gosh, help me, my brother. And you really have that conversation piece in the humidor, going through things, and they come back.
Yep.
And they're excited about what they receive.
Right.
Those are the cool things that I like to see and do and when you help people out. And that's why I'm going to tell you, go to your local brick and mortar. Because you're not going to get that help online if you're buying spirits. You're not going to get, you want to delve into the knowledge of the people that work around this stuff on a daily basis.
Or even people that have smoked it. I mean, you can sit here and sit in a lounge for a little while and talk to somebody, and they might open your eyes up to something you've never heard of, or you never
Trust me,
of.
my customers have no problem telling you what they like and don't like.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because, you know, we have the bar, you sit at the bar and you just listen to conversations going on throughout the day. And all of a sudden, guys are talking about their cigar and they're swapping numbers and they become friends. Yeah. And that's another piece that we always talk about with, you know, your cigar lounge. It's a meeting place. It's a place to come and just chill. And like you said, this time of year when you're stressed and just, sit down with a cigar and relax. You don't need a beer. You don't need a drink if you're not on drink. Drink a coffee, drink a soda, but just relax
tea,
with the
whatever.
cigar, tea.
However fancy you want to get.
Yeah, exactly. Pick you out.
Yeah.
Like Laura always says, pick you out. So, final call on your coffee. What do you think?
I mean, it's good solid coffee. It's a great environment. I mean, really, that's what people go there for. They have an old school way of doing the old coffee shop from like the 90s kind of feel to it. Like when you walk in there, you just feel like everybody greets you. You can get coffee. People behind the counter are all super caffeinated up and running around, zooming around. Like they've had like, you know, 2-3 pots of coffee plus some shots of espresso on top.
I feel like they're the anti-Starbucks.
Yeah.
They're the complete 180 of what Starbucks is. And we have a coffee rush by our house, Laura and I, and I like going in there. It's never over busy, but it's not ever not busy. If that makes any sense.
And even if there's a line, you're through the line.
You're getting like through. They're popping. It's not like Dutch Brothers where you're in line for an hour waiting to get a coffee.
2 people in front of you.
Yeah. Because they want to talk your head off. These guys will talk to you, but as they're talking, they're working.
Yep.
And they're making your coffee. They're holding a conversation. You get your coffee and you go sit down or you leave. It's really a cool place. I have enjoyed them for many years. Used to sit at the one on Val Vista with my buddy Bill Trepanier. We used to sit out there, smoke cigars, have a coffee, and just catch up on life. And again, that's what you do over cigars.
Right.
You know, catch up with people that you haven't seen in a while, meet new friends, coffee, cigars, it's all the same. Yep. You know, it's that experience of going there, just chilling. You never know who you're going to meet. And that's what I like about it. So, good on that. Yep. My final call on this is a definite yes. For those of you that are Guinness purists, you might not like it. Might be a little bit too much for you. But those of you that are the barrel-aged stout aficionados, give this a try. I know it's not Tombstone's S'more to Make It Merrier 17% that they just put out.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the McKellar X Stout over in Miramar, San Diego, 16%. You're not going to get that same out of it. I would call this a more mild barrel age. It's not super heavy. It's it's 10%.
It's got a nice balance to it.
But it's got a great balance to it, and you know, you should enjoy it. So the cigar, baby. What do you think, man?
I mean, you know, it's good. It's under $10. Retail,
$9.50?
Yeah, $9.50 to $10, depending where you're at. It's a good solid cigar. It's kind of a take it or leave it for me. I still like the original Kristoffs and the original Lajeros.
You like the Criollo?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something about it. This one's good. It's got some nice, good flavor out of that Connecticut broadleaf, but it really just doesn't do a lot for me as far as like overall. Like, there's not a lot of wow factor.
You know what I think about this cigar when I think about it? I think about this. This reminds me of Amish country in Pennsylvania, or a cigar shop in Connecticut on the East Coast, where it's just that all tobacco flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just simple.
It's a good solid cigar.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And I'll smoke it again.
Yeah, I'll definitely smoke it again.
Most definitely smoke it again.
It's just kind of take it or leave it for me at the same point, you know. I mean, there's so many other cigars out there that we smoke all the time, and unfortunately this is just not in my rotation. Not in mine either, but you know, I don't know, I might put it in my rotation after having it again. But you know, it's good. It's not every cigar has to be great to smoke. Yeah, exactly.
Not every beer has to be great to drink. Coffee, on the other hand, better be good or I'm not touching it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, guys, thank you very much for all your support. You know, we're coming to the year end right now. We're less than a week before Christmas. We want to wish everybody out there Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. You know, thank you again. Let's hope for a very prosperous new year. I can't believe 2021's over, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Some people will be like, I'm glad that it's over. Most of us just can't believe that we're even here. So.
Or just grateful that we're here.
Yeah, exactly. But,
and have people that love us and care for us. I'll take that.
Yep.
I'll take that.
Exactly.
So don't forget to like and subscribe, smash the bell, follow us on
Instagram, cheap_ashes. And
Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We'll see you next week for what?
Do like a
post-Christmas show.
Yeah, do a Boxing Day show.
That's right. It's Boxing Day. We might have to have some strong English ale.
There you go.
Hey, have a great one. We'll see you next week.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.